This is my latest home energy project. I wanted to hook my portable generator to my house in case the solar and the wind turbine wasn't able to generate enough electricity to run our house if needed. So I didn't want to buy a whole house generator when I use this generator all the time, um, when I'm camping and different things like that. So this will end up being hooked into the battery charge controller. 3,000 watts is more than enough for the battery charger that I use, and it's able to pretty much keep up with the house's energy demands on a normal day-to-day basis. Just in case, of course, there's an emergency and I need to run this. But here's the steps that I did to turn this generator into an automated generator. This is the start to my generator control module. This is a regular gas generator. It does have a battery start, which makes this all possible. It is, however, carbureted, so I had to come up with a little servo with an arm on here to hook on the choke lever, and that's also controlled by the controller. This is also tied into power management server I have that will manage the power from the battery and inverter and wind turbine. In case there's a need, it will automatically start the generator up via commands from a USB cable. So this is kind of the inner workings here, and I will show you some more in a minute. One part with the ignition switch on here, it actually doesn't switch power on when you turn the ignition on, except for if you can see these other contacts here. There is one blank one right here on this yellow wire where I soldered that makes contact to the white wire next to it when the ignition is on. The white wire is primarily used during the cranking part of it that would energize the crank relay or starter relay. So if you tin that little piece of brass right here with solder, it will solder fine, and you'll have another connection to get this to work. You'll also notice this is where the choke cable would have came through, the manual choke. Now I have a push button that's programmed in the microcontroller there to turn the choke on for like, I think it's 6 seconds. That will either work with the automatic start or with the old manual type start. And what you're probably thinking is, well, what if the battery's dead? Well, I mean, if that comes down to it, it's not very hard to push over on the arm here to manually choke it if needed. Here's the choke button again. It only operates, of course, when the switch is on, which powers the unit. It also has a code or a feature in the code that will prevent the choke button from being pressed while the engine is running to prevent the accidental pressing or vibration. Anyway, when you turn this on, you press the choke button, you can see it'll open the arm or push the arm, which closes the choke on the carburetor, and then it will open the butterfly for normal operation running. Everything tied in here to the ignition switch and to the DC output here from the generator. It's like the battery charger part, but that will act as the run signal. Just going to temporarily put this panel on here. Ooh. Choke, as you can see, it's all mocked up there. Turn the key on. Push button choke to engage. So we'll have a choke off here. Keys on. Got the USB plugged in here. Here's the device box wired in. So we'll go over here on the computer to simulate what the server will be doing. So we'll send an I signal here for ignition. We got a response. That is the serial data saying that it accepted the command. Now we'll do a C for crank, and we'll hit send. Started right up. Serial data indicate that it's getting a run signal. Let's send a stop command. Shut it right down. Just got to tidy up the wiring here and put it back together.